welcome. As you can see from the previous screenshot, we won war number 3. I love you too, love ma. And as you can see, that war came down to the wire. It was very gentle. If you know, you know. But now here we are moving on war 4 against X+K9. You want a hug? There you go.
Hey, what's that?
And that's Daddy going over his game when he's going over his war strategy.
That's a superhero.
That's a superhero?
Yes.
Alright.
Hey, what's that?
And that is called Isophyne.
Ooh, what's that?
And that is called Korg.
Ooh.
Alright. So for the first war, we have Isophyne versus Korg. Yeah, you can watch. Come on. Alright, this first war, we have Isophine versus Korg. Mid-Sophine, as some people like to call her.
Green.
That's right, it is green. So here, she deals energy damage, so we don't have to worry about the thorn damage from Korg. So the plan here is just stack up a couple of... Calm down a little bit, okay? That's a lot. It's almost... The plan here is just to... I'm only doing one take of this, y'all. I gotta keep moving. Plan here there was just stack up a couple of SP1s for the energy vulnerability, fire the SP2 for big damage, punish Korg special so he doesn't go unblockable, and as you can see, that worked out. So now we're moving on to fight number 2. Again, we have the leader versus Sasquatch. So here, made sure to turn on the Resonate Mastery just so I can have that extra debuff. And like I said, against Mystic Champions, all you need is 4 debuffs, and you can block unblockable attacks with the leader. So this is a rank 4 Sasquatch, who I already know is going to be a very tanky boy. We apply a greater special 3 boost since we're going up against a Mystic, you know. Sassy gains power, Mystic Dispersion, guy could get to an SP3. So on the off chance he does, let's be a little safe. The plan here this time is really, I want to try to keep him around the green door on my side of the screen. I figure, you know, as long as we're doing that, then we can speed up the fight with the instant degen damage he'll take once the door is open after we ramp up a bit more. But if we can't keep him over here, I'm not too concerned, because I know guy will go down, it's just how long will it take? So we're going with SP2. Like I said, I want to get the Withers going just to kind of mitigate any extra Mystic Dispersion power gain and kind of keep those things in wraps, you know. Here we just spam SP1s, and that is kind of my goal, just SP2, SP1, keep him on the door. As you can see, the little like degen instant is like ticking, not for much, but hey, you know, every little bit helps, especially when trying to like take down like a massive health pool and tanky guy like this. Like, this isn't even a boss fight, and he's already over 600k health, you know. So I meant to throw my SP1 to get myself out the corner, which unfortunately I didn't. So we threw our SP2 just to get a spacing, which is one of the things I do like about leader specials, is the fact that, oh, okay, cool, he can push the opponent back without himself moving forward. We did try to do a light intercept and get caught. So, like I said, we're not too worried on the health we lose, because between Inequity, Sasquatch attack, the damage won't be too massive. So the only thing just really focus on is just getting the fight down. No, I know, like I said, I know it's a long fight, so I want to stay on this side of the screen just to kind of cut down on the fight time. And if leader actually had access to slow, that would have been nice, you know? Would definitely make a matchup like this even faster and safer without having to deal with and bait out the unstoppables. But even though we're ticking down on our own health, like I said, the fight is slowly coming to a close. We're back to having our instant degens go off. We're at 23 Fury at the moment. And lo and behold, we finally make it out. So that fight's over. And I still have a leader fight left. So now at this point, I'm looking at my health and was like, maybe I should have been more cautious. Those potions are going to be costly. But hey, we're here to do what we got to do, you know. The War of Potions. So now we're moving on to section 2. And we're applying Power Start 1, some Combat Power Back boost, because we're taking our great Isophine against the Node 25 Serpent with Thorns damage. And this is a rank 4 Serpent as well. It's like rank 4 galore this war. Okay, the plan here is to not parry, so I don't land a debuff, which will make Serpent unblockable. We don't want to deal with that. So the plan here is just, bait out attacks, punish the end of his combos and heavies. We want to get SP2 rolling so we can apply a Wither. That way we can kind of keep his power in check. Ideally he would just spam SP1s and we get the debuff or the fear debuff and we can just heal. Here I want to throw a couple of SP1 of my own SP1s for the energy vulnerability. Because I didn't throw it at 2 bars, we only got 1 energy vulnerability, so we throw the second one. And at this point I'm looking like, why is he unblockable? And then it hit me, I forgot to turn off Resonate, and I'm like, oh, this could be kind of sketchy. So plan here is just like, I'm like, hey, we just gotta go for it. Hopefully, ideally, a couple of SP2s should end it. And as long as RNG works in our favor, we won't trigger Resonate, which we did there. But, at this point, it's like, hey, the SP2 is gonna end it. So, yeah, I lost a bunch of unnecessary health. I still have another Isophine fight. And I'm like, okay, the potions are really about to be drained this war. So we move up to Jabari, and at this point, I'm like, okay, first things first, we remove Resonate. Number 2, we gotta heal everybody. And I have to use another Power Start 1 boost. Like I said, all of that's my fault for forgetting to turn off Resonate. Which, luckily we didn't die. But yeah, we had Resonate on this fight. Yeah, even this could have been, like, horrible. But we're feeling good, we're boosted, we have no Resonate this time. And so the plan here is to not parry while she has her cleanse active. Just punish the end of her combos, punish her heavies. We're going to start off with an SP2. This will basically, while this Wither is active, every time Isophine attempts to nullify a buff with a light attack, but there's no buff on the opponent, she gains like 10% of her bar power. With the Wither active, that happens twice, so essentially 20%, so it's easier for us to get back up to Special 2. We fire an SP1 for our vulnerability, and the plan here is just get the SP2, and the damage there should end it. And as you can see, it definitely does. We got a 72k crit. Like I said, I love Isophine. The only thing that I do not like is how horrible her crit rate is. I mean, yeah, it's garbage. I think it's like 10-15%. But hey, she can take Sinister if need be, because she barely crits. And so, I'm curious to see if Kabam does buff her in any way, shape, or form. But like so far, both the idol champs, I'm a big fan of. Here we have this Node 34, I think it was, thing fight. It's kind of similar to Node 1 thing, or if you played the previous BG season meta. With the regen, all you really want to do with leader is just stack up your SP1s, your first light attack in your combos, and you'll be melting the guy, reversing all the regen. So we still have the Power Start 1 boost, and at this point I was like, how many hits is the SP1? And I'm like, okay, cool, I got it. So now at least I know a better time. Like if I get to 11 hits, I can throw the SP1 and thing is at 15 rock stacks. So the plan here is just stay kind of close, get these rolling. I know I'm going to push him to 14 rock stacks after here, but he'll be rooted from the node. I can dash in once to get him to 15. Stay somewhat close. We bait out his special, get his regen buffs going back. And the plan here, we just melt him on down. We get to 11 so we can fire our SP1 and get to 15 rock stacks. Bait out his SP1. See, against non-science champs, non-mystics, you need 12 debuffs to block unblockable, so we're not worried. And there we go, we made it through. The thing melted, we survived the Serpent fight, dude, even though we had the Resonate Mastery on. So, you know, at this point, we're excited. So far, we're still deathless, but, you know, hey, we're hoping to keep pushing that. And to see how this war ends, tune in to the next video. Peace.